Hey, welcome to the journey of data science. Today, we're going to cover a few more terms. That is, what is the data and its type? What are the various techniques we apply with the data? How we can it process and what are the various techniques of pre-processing? So without delay, let's get started. As we know that data is a raw fact, or we can say it basically primary data. We use data beginning of the analysis. As we know, it is a two types. For example, traditional data. It is a form of table forms and are structured. For example, we have a user that's name is Arno, and we have a age that name is 25. So we can say it is basically a traditional data with a structured and table formed. Now move on the further. Let's discuss what is big data. As we know, it is a very big data that in the form of structured and can be unstructured and a semi-structured. So we can say, for example, Facebook store the data of a user. It is a format of audio, video, and a user information like their name, email ID, and address. As of today, hundred of billions users use the Facebook, so we can say it is a very large data. Now move further and understand what are the various techniques we use with a traditional data. That's our first data. Number first we have a data, so we gather of raw data. Simply we have a data, then we collect it, that we call data collection, and we collect it by using gathering of raw data. It is we can collect by asking the peoples, that is a survey, and after that automatic cookies like we visit on website. On the website, what we click, how much time we spend, and what we search, that's all in the cookies. So we have a data, we process data, and it gives us a information. That's a basically technique for working with traditional data. Now move further and understand what are the process take place. As we know, we have a data, so we pre-processing it. In the pre-processing, it is basically a convert the raw data that is more understandable and enhance. After that, we fix the problem. For example, we have a data set that's ID is 345, and in the name section it show a 24 and age it show a name. So we fix it and correct it by name, that's the username, and the age, that we can say 24. For example, after that we processing it. Now move further and understand what are the various types of technique we apply to pre-processing data. There's a class labelings, data cleansing, data cleaning, scrubbing, and data shufflings. Now understand what is class labeling. As we discussed earlier, data labeling is basically assign the correct data type or arrange data by categories. For example, in the name it show a 34 and age it show a name. So basically what we have to done, we assign correct data types. That is, in the name section we should have a name, and in the age section we have a 34, that's a numerical value. After that, move further and understand what is the data cleaning, data cleansing, and data scrubbing. Basically, data cleaning deals with the inconsistent data. It can be various forms. The first is as we know, we have a data set, and in that first it write a New York. In that spelling is misspelled, so we correct it. We have to correct it, and what we write New York. In the another data set, we can say spelling is missing and also it is not correct. So we simply correct it. That is new. Sure. Now move further and understand what are the specific case. In the specific case, balancing. If data is not balanced, for example, we have a data set of male that is suppose 200 and female suppose it's 5. As we know that we can say in the male there's a 200 candidates and in female there's only 5, so that is a imbalance. That is imbalanced data set. What we have to do, we have to balance it for the processing. Suppose we take a male as 100 and female as 105. So it's something balance. Balancing is more about take equal number of response to each groups. Now move further and understand what is data shuffling. For example, let's understand data shuffling is a way to randomize data. We have a user and a ID. Suppose name ID1, name 2, ID2, ID3, name 4, ID5. So in the shuffling, basically we randomize the shuffling. Suppose we assign name, the first name to two IDs 3, the second two IDs 5, and third is ID 1. And that is basically called as randomized shuffling. It prevents the unwanted patterns and improve predictive patterns. Also, it avoid misspelled result. Now, move further and understand what are the real life example of a traditional data. Let's think of the basic customer data. That's a customer ID. That is 1, and the name is a user. After that, or suppose they have email address and the number of complaint. Suppose the number of complaint is 0, email address, let's write email@gmail.com. Okay. So as we saw, customer ID, that is a 1, right? So the numbers cannot be manipulated. We not manipulate the customer ID, that is 1. If we calculate, suppose there's a 2 customer ID, 3 customer ID, when we basically calculate it. So after the calculate, the average ID is not a something that give us useful information. Means that if the number they hold, then it's a no numerical value. Therefore, we can say it is a categorical data. We can say it is a categorical data because it have a no value, numerical value. Now, if we understand number of complaint, that is a 0. So in the complaint, we can say it's so how much time customer file complaints. First, how much time customer file the complaint. Second, it's so second the complaint that customer file it not can be manipulated because maybe customer file the another complaint, then the number is increased, right? After that, we can say if we simply add all the complaints, then that information is very useful. It show how much, it show or tell us how much complaint we file in the 3 month, in the 6 month, or in a 1 year. So we can say it's basically a numerical data, and that's the basic real example of the traditional data. Hope you will like it. Stay tuned for the next part. In the next part, we will cover the big data and their and what are the techniques we can use with the big data. Thank you.